Boom.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back. This is the Friday episode. This Friday, the 20th. Or the 13th. This is Friday the 13th episode. This episode is coming out on Friday the 13th, you guys.
Hell yeah. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. A fitting end. A fitting end to the first episode. Or the first, whatever the fuck this is.
Oh. Yeah, we're finishing the first episode today. And, yeah, but there's something that I did want to talk about before we get into this. Because I usually start out by asking you stuff, but this time, I want to talk about Ciconia, or Ciconia, however you pronounce it. It's the sequel to Umineko, and we got a demo for it this week, and it's coming out next month. The demo came out on the 4th, and I played it, and I just was going to give my thoughts on it. I have no clue what's going to happen. I don't even know what to think of it, because he says it's not a mystery, and it's just an action thing, but then there's a bunch of I think he's lying. I think that this is a mystery and he's just trying to fake us out, because there was a lot of action in that, but I don't know. I think that it's actually going to be a mystery, and he's just
An action visual novel. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and actually, oh my god, the visuals were so awesome. He has stepped it up since Umineko. There was like animations playing every 2 goddamn seconds. It was awesome. I was not expecting that.
Sounds pretty awesome.
It was crazy. But I'm really excited for it, and I have no idea what it's even really gonna be. But basically, these guys, the government, it's set in the future, and the government has created these things that you put on your arm that basically, they're called gauntlets, and they basically turn you into like a superhero, because you can fly around, and they can hold a shit ton of weapons and missiles, and it's just like on your arm. And it uses some sort of future technology that puts more space in your gauntlet to allow you to carry around a whole lot of ammunition.
A bag of holes.
And yeah, they're like flying around, fighting each other and stuff. And there's been a couple characters from Higurashi in it already, just in the demo.
Just having superpowers.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird. I can't imagine anybody from fucking Higurashi having superpowers.
Well, it's in the future. It's Chikano, that blonde-haired girl. Like, the killer.
The fuck? Jesus.
And also,
weird.
the guy who was helping her out, like the guy from that secret organization, Tokyo, who was trying to help her wipe out the whole town. For whatever reason, I forget why she wanted to do that.
Yeah, I can't even. The only person I remember who's like her accomplice, who actually isn't her accomplice, is the other guy.
The
doctor.
The camera guy?
No, not the camera guy.
Oh, Irie. Oh yeah, the doctor. Yeah, the doctor was awesome though. He was actually.
Yeah, the doctor was actually a good person. Who the fuck?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. That was the thing with Higurashi, was that it subverted your expectations. It made you think that a lot of people were pricks, and then it turned out that they weren't really. Because even at the end, it makes you feel bad for Takano, the blonde girl, who is the culprit. It actually ends up making you feel real bad, because it goes into her whole backstory and how messed up her childhood was and stuff. And
yeah, but that's not reason to fucking kill a whole town. I honestly forgot.
Well, she wanted to get her it was all about the Hinamizawa syndrome. It was about finding a cure, wasn't it? For the Hinamizawa syndrome?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Okay, yeah. It's been a little while.
You remember more
It's been
than
a
I
little
do.
while.
It's been a while. That was when I was still in high school.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so
Okay.
yeah, I just if people who are watching might they're interested in Ciconia probably. So I just wanted to say, yeah, I know about it. I know about it.
We know. We understand. We got it. In the bag.
Yeah. And there's also a new episode of Umineko coming out. That it's like a bridge. It's supposed to be in between Ciconia and Umineko. And so it's like it's supposed to show how you get from Umineko to Ciconia, basically. But it's coming out on the same day as Ciconia.
Wait a fucking second. Isn't there a character from Higurashi in Umineko?
Yeah.
Who is it? I don't fucking know who it is. I guess I'll find that out later.
Yeah.
Because I guess it's probably important to the story, right?
Well, yeah, how does Higurashi even tie into what we've been reading? This is a sequel.
I don't even fucking know, dude. It's so weird. Which character is it? Because I did Higurashi. Which character is it? Tell me. Now. I demand it. It's Nanjo. I already know it's Nanjo.
Okay. So,
Okay.
oh yeah, now that we've talked about that stuff though, what do you think? Let's go to the tips. Who do you think the killers are? You think that Ava and Hideyoshi did the first 6, and that
Yeah, I think they did the first
and
6.
then Genji did the rest.
Because they have the motivation.
And then you said you thought Genji did the rest then.
Genji did Canon.
Oh, Canon. Well, wait.
Or I think it's probably Genji who killed Canon, honestly. Because I don't know how Nanjo would kill him. I don't know what reason what motivation Nanjo has. I don't know what Genji has either. But it seems like Genji is more like wanting to could have been like, hey, I want to further Kinzo's story. Kinzo's.
Oh yeah, roulette.
Yeah. Who else died? So, well, all the adults. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all those guys died the first night.
Mm-hmm.
Kinzo died, and then Canon died. So who could have killed Kinzo?
Well, Kinzo went missing after Natsui visited him in the morning. So he
That's right. So
could have died. He could have died at any point after that.
Mm-hmm. Which makes everyone a culprit.
Pretty much.
Including Hideyoshi.
Yeah, I think that was the problem that they touched on in the story was that anybody could have disappeared grandfather if they wanted to, because no one has an alibi.
Yeah, but wait a second. This is fucking weird. So, gouge the head and kill. Gouge the chest and kill. How did Canon die?
Canon, was his...
Was it in his stomach or his chest?
It was the chest,
right?
yeah. It went into his chest.
Oh, okay. Okay, and Kinzo had it in his forehead, but also these guys had it in their head as well.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Because it's like, it only says... I guess multiple people can die? with this, I guess multiple people can die with a single, like on the fourth Twilight, gouge the head and kill them.
I think that Ava and Hideyoshi were the second Twilight.
We're the second Twilight? Oh, right. Shit, I'm retarded. Those who remain shall tear apart the two who are close. So it's not going to be... So these guys didn't kill themselves, obviously.
Ava and Hideyoshi...
Ava and Hideyoshi didn't kill themselves.
Didn't kill themselves?
Which is, no.
Well, how did they... The problem with that murder is the chain on the door.
Yeah, how the fuck did they get in? Except for secret passageways.
That's your explanation?
That's the only logical explanation I have.
Okay.
Even though, wait, no, they checked for secret passageways, didn't they?
In Kinzo's study, they said there is no secret passages. They didn't say anything about any of the other places.
Right. Can you hear that, by the way?
Hear what?
My brother yelling?
No.
Okay. Hopefully it doesn't show up in the recording.
Why is he yelling?
He's playing Madden 2020 and he gets pissed off at video games really easily. Yeah, it's really fucking... It used to be a lot more annoying.
Okay.
Because he would play... Yeah. Anyways.
I'm ready to read.
I'm always ready to read. So this is me?
Yep.
Let me just...
Battler.
All the suspicious ones has been driven away. Even though we knew there might be some innocence among them, we still did it. We chased them out of this paradise, where people don't have to suspect each other. But our motive for chasing them out was suspicious of one person towards another, the worst kind of crime for a human. If we had accepted the existence of a 19th person, of the witch, then we all might still be talking face to face, trusting each other. In that instant, we had agreed to chase all of the suspicious people. But had that been the right thing to do? During this endless silence, we could do nothing but be quietly tormented by that sin. She still has a gun, and as we faced the door without letting go of her rifle for even an instant, sitting far back in the sofa. She would probably spend the night staring at the door without a wink of sleep. George gazed through the gap in the closed curtains by the window, looking down at the courtyard and in the mansion that surrounded it. I didn't know whether he was checking to see if a suspicious shadow would become visible through the window, or whether he was wondering to himself about something. Jessica was sitting sideways on the sofa next to Aunt Nancy, with a dead expression on her face, probably because of her dead parents. Every once in a while, as though she just remembered something, she'd take out the inhaler she had used during her asthma attack and stick it in her mouth. She didn't press it or anything. She just liked holding it there.
Yep.
I just heard from Anki, but apparently Jessica liked Cannon. Liked Cannon. What the fuck? He was weird. It was apparently so vague that she hadn't realized it herself. You know, it's the kind of thing other people tend to spot before the person in question realizes it. Which means she might have first learned of her feelings when the person she liked died. It must have been so terrible, so sad. Come to think of it, Cannon was the only one who handed her that inhaler. Maybe she was remembering that. I was fishing around Grandfather's study, thinking I had researched the meaning of the magic circle in the letter's second sheet. Even though we were shut up here in a defensive position, my rebellious nature made me want to find some key, some way to resist. After all, we've got plenty of time before tomorrow morning. Who could follow me for how I use that time? No one else showed that much interest in this magic circle. Its meaning was unknown, and once we understood it, we were sure to find some messages that would cause us unnecessary anguish. I felt the same way. However, I couldn't just ignore it, so I killed time by going through the motions of researching it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
You sure are enthusiastic. Did you find anything that might serve as a hint? Not a thing. The first tough part is finding a book written in Japanese. All this fucking English. Just how many languages could Grandfather read? He's incredible. Aren't you tired, Battler? You should take a rest while someone else stays awake. Natsu said she'd stay up all night for us, but there's no way a body can handle that. We should take turns sleeping. Then you sleep first, Donkey. I'll keep researching till I get sleepy. You mean that magic circle just now? Yeah. We've got plenty of time to kill. I thought it'd be interesting to find out what kind of message Beatrice put in it. Give it a rest. Mess around with stuff like that and you'll end up getting possessed by something weird. Don't worry. I've been certified by Maria. She said I've got no spiritual talent at all. Ehehe.
Oh, this is me?
No, it's me.
Oh, okay.
Were we too cruel to Maria? This is you, though.
Oh, this is me?
Yep.
Okay.
Jessica, you mustn't think that now.
But Mom, if Maria wasn't involved and there's a culprit besides her, then she's obviously a soft target for the murderer. If she's killed because of this, then we've just left her to die. A gloomy silence settled once again. It looked like Jessica regretted letting her emotions take hold of her and snapping at Maria. She's always been like that, always acting tough and regretting it later.
I understand how you feel, but Maria was in close contact with the culprit, and she might have been siding with them, talking like that over and over to further confuse matters. I am relieved that we chased them out.
That's pretty harsh, Aunt Natsu. Couldn't it just have been the nonsense of a 9-year-old girl? It probably wasn't very convincing to hear that coming from me. I myself thought Maria was creepy on several occasions, even doubting her true nature. And when Maria was chased out of this room, I couldn't deny it felt some relief.
If that is the case, then tomorrow we will apologize for what we did. I will take full responsibility for chasing them out of this room. This isn't something the rest of you have to worry about.
I could feel a tragic determination in Aunt Natsu's words. To protect her own daughter, she had resolutely chased out the suspicious ones. And if as a result she had to watch the people who had unfortunately been suspected to die, so be it. She was prepared to take full responsibility. Why does Maria have to keep saying stuff like that? She's bringing about her own ruin. I think the reason Maria adores witches and magic so much might be Aunt Rosa. Aunt Rosa? What does she have to do with this? Didn't you realize it too, Battler? Maria's real father ran off somewhere a long time ago, although Aunt Rosa tried to confuse the issue by saying he's on a foreign business trip.
Talking about Rosa's family has become a kind of taboo in the Uchiromiya family.
I think Aunt Rosa thought about remarrying, but I also believe Maria may have become her shackles and made that quite difficult. After all, she sometimes got really emotional and hit Maria. I agree with you there. It looked like Aunt Rosa was trying hard to like Maria, which means that she didn't really like her. She might have thought of Maria as someone who stood in the way of her remarrying. I think that emotional rejection from her mother must have left some deep scars on her young heart, so she learned about this occult hobby from somewhere and immersed herself in it to bury the holes in her heart. Did you know? To Maria, the image of a witch isn't negative at all. Remembering yesterday at the beach where she showed us her notebook? Yeah, it was full of all those fun-looking scribbles. Yesterday when we arrived down by the beach doubting the witch, Maria got all riled up and started explaining about witches. And not one of the pages had shown a picture of an ugly witch. They were all brightly colored, beautiful, cute witches who looked like they were having fun. There was absolutely nothing sinister about them, like a boy might have imagined. They were beings adorned with beautiful dresses who could grant anyone's dreams with their mysterious magic and who made everyone happy. The sorrow of not being loved by her mother had Maria sought help from witches as beings who could give her happiness and save her. Someday a witch would come and using her wonderful magic would bring Maria happiness. Even though she believed that as she grew older she had to face reality as fleeting dreams were sliced to ribbons one by one. If something claiming to be the Witch of Rakanjima appeared in front of a girl like that, which whispering that she'd take Maria to the Golden Land where Maria could be happy, now that it's come to this, I want to confess what's in my heart. Throwing out Maria, no, Genji and the rest too, was probably the wrong thing to do, I think. It wasn't pleasant. Since Jessica had been the one to face them and slam them with the words of rejection, her conscience must be tormenting her a lot right now.
Then how do you all explain that letter? No one could have said it there except the 4 people standing behind us. I made sure of that with my own eyes. If those 4 are innocent, how was that letter placed in a closed room with 8 people?
That's right. When you put it that way, those 4 really do seem suspicious. But it's all useless. It's all useless. Useless? What is it? Right. It might not be worth anything anymore, but let me spin the chessboard around again. In other words, if one of those 4 really was the culprit, isn't that weird? That's right. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Fuck. Alright. That's right. Wasn't setting the letter openly on the table. Wasn't opening that letter. Fuck. Okay. Let's focus.
Okay.
Let me focus. Wasn't setting that letter openly on the table the same as confessing that one of them was the culprit? You're right, that's weird. If they were going to do it, you'd think they'd put it on the crack of the door, for example, to make it look like someone had slipped it in from the outside. Of course, they should have known that they'd be suspected if they didn't make it look like the culprit was outside the room. Yeah, that's it exactly. If the culprit was one of those 4, setting that letter right in the middle of the table would be both risky and meaningless. But putting aside whatever trick was used to set it there, if we assume that the culprit is someone other than those 4, in other words, someone who is outside the room, then they had a lot to gain from the letter. Also, Maria would have been let me just theorize right here. Maria would have told everyone, if she saw something.
Maria would have told everyone if she saw something?
Yeah, because of her,
Oh,
honesty,
yeah.
or whatever the fuck.
Well, yeah, she would have said that it was magic. Or maybe, or I don't know, maybe
if she did see it.
Yeah, she
didn't
didn't see it, so because she believes in the man. Yeah, you're right. I'm not sure if she saw it or not.
I can't remember. Maybe she was at the portrait, but I don't know. I can't remember.
Everyone else was looking at the portrait, but Maria was actually standing on the other side of the room by Genji.
Oh, with the servants.
Yeah, with the servants. Because
That's
it was because she had already figured it out long before they did, and everyone else was just now figuring out that the murders were following the epitaph. Yeah. Okay.
Enough, Battler. It's meaningless to discuss such matters now.
Nasser quickly guessed what I was getting at. No, maybe she had thought of it long before I had and had simply held her tongue. If the culprit's outside the room, then they'd be totally stuck the moment we shut ourselves up in a closed room like this. That's right. It's the same as my theory about how grandfather disappeared from the room, isn't it? That theory was that grandfather left the room of his own accord. If the culprit used some tactic to lure him out, and grandfather left of his own accord then. Come to think of it, when we found the scorpion magic circle in the doorknob in the study, Maria said it herself. Beatrice couldn't get through the door, but she could induce someone to leave of their own accord. Which would mean we fell for the culprit's trap completely, and sent out some new potential sacrifices.
Genji and the rest aren't fools. When they try to protect themselves, they should find the next safest place after this room. They will definitely be able to hide themselves there.
Aunt Nancy hadn't answered the question. Aunt Nancy herself had realized that the culprit wasn't in our group back then, that letter would make sense as a trap. However, it wasn't worth the risk of calling back the people she had once thrown out. To Aunt Nancy right now, her greatest and only duty was to protect the children. By her thinking, in order to do that, a few sacrifices were unavoidable. Hey, Aunt Nancy, let me say something a little harsh, okay? All that time, what if by coincidence Jessica had also been standing right behind you? Would you have chased Jessica from the room too? It's true that a lot of brutal things have happened, but as a mother, you thought you should protect your daughter no matter what. Because of that duty, you chased them out even though you knew that you'd eventually be held responsible for it. It's not like I'm condemning that, but I was just thinking about what a great mother Jessica has. That's right. You've been dealing with these incidents since morning, and you've been pulling us all of us along this whole time without losing your composure. If you were all confused too, the rest of us would probably be in this culprit's grasp by now. So I think we all have to thank you.
Thank you.
So what you two are trying to say is that you want her to act as Maria's mother too? I always thought of Maria as a real little sister and adored her. And yet, a few things happened, we got a little confused, and I've said a lot of mean things to her, hurting her. Mom, please, let's stay together with Maria. No, everyone. There was no culprit among us. The culprit in this case is the witch Beatrice, okay? So let's stop suspecting each other. Aunt Nancy closed her eyes for a short while was she coping with a throbbing headache again? Or was she thinking of something like a throbbing dick?
You are my precious daughter, the one I finally received a whole 12 years after I married my husband. I would become the worst kind of demon to protect you.
That was some pretty strong language at the end there. She realized very well that her words were an idealized view of what a mother should be, but even so, she was strongly resolved to protect her daughter, even if she had to become a demon. But that was her guilty conscience tormenting her. Today's been so long. So many things happened in one day, and we've been driven into a corner so thoroughly. I wonder if we have the right to greet tomorrow the way we are now. There it is. I found it. It's this magic circle. Inside the book I'd been flipping through, I found the same magic circle that had been drawn on the second sheet of the letter. George peered at it as well. This magic circle name was the third magic circle of Mars. The Hebrew written on it was from Psalm 77, verse 13 of the Old Testament. What God is so great as a God? The meaning of this magic circle was discord. Agitate the internal divisions and cause the enemy to bring about their own downfall. Wait a sec, seriously? Could there be a more fitting way to describe our current situation and mental state? We couldn't help but be stunned into silence. So, this letter was a trap. How did they place it here? There wasn't anyone in this room except for the 8 of us, right? Anyway, let's ignore how they got it in here for now. The culprit was after just one thing. They wanted to spread the seeds of doubt inside the impregnable room and used us to throw the sacrificial sheep out. In that case, they're after the people who went out of the room. Mom, what should we do? Those 4 are in danger. It wasn't surprising that Aunt Nancy remained unpleasantly silent, even if this was all a trap set up by the culprit. Even if the 4 who had been chased out of the room were in danger, it had nothing to do with the safety of the 4 people in here. And there was no way to prove the innocence of the 4 people we chased out, and were willing to let them die. Then we shouldn't leave this room no matter what. That way is safest. At the same time, suddenly the piercing sound of a phone rang through the room. It was an antique extension phone set up on the table in Grandfather's study. It had run right after we started talking about the letter being a trap. It was natural we'd think of it as an SOS from the one we chased out. But then Nancy spoke.
Why a phone call? The phone should be broken down and unusable.
That doesn't matter. If that's Maria calling for help.
If the problem with the phone was the culprit's work in the first place, then this call is probably...
With that one sentence, the ring of the phone, which once sounded like a scream for help, now started to sound like a ghastly lure for some unknown person. Aunt Nancy hesitated over whether to pick up the receiver. Let's pick it up, Aunt Nancy. The phones might have been fixed for some reason. It could still be an urgent call from Maria and the rest. That's right. And if it actually is a call from the culprit, bring it on. Why don't we listen to what they've got to say? It's just a phone call. No matter what they babble through the receiver, it's not like it's gonna hurt you. If you don't pick it up, then I will.
I will take it. Hello?
I stretched out my hand to take the receiver, but Aunt Nancy grabbed it before I could reach. Fuck. We all held our breath, trying to figure out who the person on the other end of the phone was. But for a while, Aunt Nancy kept saying hello. A silent phone call? There's no way Maria and the others would do something so creepy. Which means, could the phone call possibly really be? Aunt Nancy stopped repeating her hello and strained her ears, because she thought she heard something far away at the other end of the receiver. What was that?
Huh? Is someone singing?
What do you mean, singing?
I don't know. Faintly, from the other end of the phone, I can hear someone singing. I wonder what it could be.
Give it here for a sec. Hello? Ugh. I half forced the receiver from the stunned ear of Natsu's hand and pressed it against my ear. At first I didn't hear anything, but because I had been told about it beforehand, I noticed. It sounded far away from the receiver rather than someone speaking in a quiet voice, and it sounded like a girl singing a song. That voice did sound like Maria's, but that just made the situation even more inexplicable. At the very least, the one who had made the phone call hadn't been Maria. After all, Maria was singing some song far away from the receiver. In that case, the one who made the phone call should have been Genji, Kumasawa, or Dr. Nanjo. And yet, they weren't saying anything. Why? For what reason? The person who made this phone call. Who was it? Hey! Hello? Who is it? Answer me. Is that Maria singing? Answer me. What's happening? What is it? I don't know. All I can say is, this is probably a trap, and Maria's in trouble. Aunt Nancy took the receiver again, but after yelling into it several more times, she realized that she wasn't getting anywhere and hung up. After that, she dialed quickly. Then she clicked her tongue. That's right, if the phones are working, we should be able to reach the police. By judging Aunt Nancy's reaction, the outside telephone line still didn't connect. Let's go. Even if we know it might be a trap, we have to go. Yeah, definitely. Jessica, Aunt Nancy, stay here. When Anki and I tried to dash out, Aunt Nancy stopped us.
Hold it! I cannot let you go alone. I will go too. Jessica, wait here.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What? So I'll be the only one left out? Nice try, but I'm going too. Yeah, it might be better that way. If the goal of that phone call was to split us up further, it wouldn't be a good idea to leave someone to watch this room. There's no time to argue. Let's all go. Aunt Nancy raised the rifle high and took the lead. I couldn't go alone myself. I found a 3-pronged candle stand and readied it. Although the pins on it used to fit candles were short, it was almost like a 3-pronged spear. Except really shitty. And probably not good for anything. Then the four of us left the study. We left the study, which should have been the safest place inside the mansion. By doing that, we had been lured out, even though we had barricaded ourselves in a safe, closed room. Perhaps we were, doing exactly the same thing as Grandfather had done when he disappeared from that room. Maria, where are you? Answer me. I listened closely, but I didn't hear anything. The mansion was vast, and since the passing typhoon was making its last stand, the sound of the room was even noisier than before. Maria said she wanted to watch TV in the parlor, right? Let's try going downstairs.
That's right. Let's try there. Everyone, be mindful of your surroundings.
Yeah. With Aunt Nancy in the center, her rifle ready and her finger on the trigger. That's poor gun discipline. We moved in a group, our backs together, checking our surroundings in all directions. It was just as though the magic of the magic circle designed to spread discord had worked. We had split up and furthermore had been dragged out into dangerous territory. In other words, even now we were doing just what the culprit wanted us to do. This was a separate world where it wouldn't be odd for anything to suddenly occur. Aunt Nancy nervously pointed the barrel of the gun at every dark spot and shadow. I felt like that motion was out of fear rather than caution, but the rifle she held in her hand shouldn't have been a trump card that the culprit feared. You know, I've been thinking, it wouldn't be impossible to stick one of those ice picks into someone's chest like cannons. Like Cannon's case. But splitting the skull and sticking them into the forehead, like in my parents' case, wouldn't be that easy. Do you think the culprit had that kind of animal strength? They probably had some kind of weapon, a device that can shoot or pound those ice picks. That handle was too short to be driven in that deeply by human strength alone.
Either way, they have enough force to break through a skull. I heard Cannon's wound reached as far as his lungs. If you happen to see your opponent, don't go forwards. You mustn't move away from my back.
Otherwise you could be shot. Just how sinister and frightening was the weapon that could shoot those creepy ice picks, and could it do anything to combat it with its candle stand in my hand? In the first murder, the culprit probably assaulted all 4 of her parents at once as they discussed the inheritance problem in the dining hall. And there were 4 of us here now. Apparently, I wasn't the only person thinking this. George Aniki, Jessica, and of course Aunt Nancy were stretching their senses to the utmost limit in the highest and worst state of tension, slowing and advancing one step then another. Ow, what have we done? Because of the seeds of doubt spread by that one letter, we threw Maria and the rest into the middle of this terrifying world. We finally reached the first floor. The parlor was just across the hall. I think Maria's dead. When we listened carefully, we could hear it faintly. Maria's eerie singing voice. Maybe not. Okay. She wasn't singing. God damn it. Okay, I need to do something real quick.
Okay.
God damn it.
What?
Alright, okay. She wasn't singing naturally, as though she were in a good mood. She was singing mechanically, like she was at a graduation ceremony and she'd been ordered to. The song she sang was just a common folk song, but one that everyone has probably sung at school at one time or another. But why that in the middle of the night alone with all her heart over and over? Why? Right after leaving the study, we had called out in loud voices asking Maria where she was. But this time no one said even a single word. We hid our breath in the sound of our footsteps and intensely focused on our surroundings. To the point of being completely high-strung, we stepped forward. The door to the parlor was closed, but we could hear Maria's singing voice through it. Aunt Nancy had put her hand on the handle of the doorknob when George Aniki stopped her. I'll open the door. Aunt Nancy, Batla, ready your weapons.
Understood. Take care.
They might attack as soon as we open it. George, watch yourself. Sure. Then I'll open it. Huh? He tried to open it, but immediately felt the hard resistance of the lock. Aunt Nancy took the bundle of keys from her pocket and gave them to George. There were about 10 keys and none of us had a clue which was which. Because of this, George had to fumble around loudly and test several of the keys. Since we had hidden our footsteps, preparing to make a surprise attack on the room, this felt almost fatal. The whole time we could hear Maria's voice from the parlor singing the same song over and over. It was like a broken, crazy cassette tape. We'd been in that room almost constantly since morning. All the frightening things had occurred outside the room. That had left us with the impression that only this room was safe. That baseless impression was quickly falling apart. No, it's open.
Thank you, George. Jessica, move behind me.
Aunt Nancy, let's jump in at the same time and split it up in different directions. If we just stand around after opening the door, those ice picks might fly through the center.
I agree. Ready?
No. I really wish I could say no.
Oh, you just did.
Shit. I ready myself. If they're gonna be throwing ice picks, I'll whack them with this candle stand.
Go!
Bam! Huh! Huh! Aunt Nancy and I rammed into the door before flying into the parlor, quickly splitting up left and right and searching the parlor for someone who might be waiting for us. But what our eyes landed upon was an incredibly strange sight. The parlor was stained with blood, the place where we spent almost the entire day, where we pressed in together to protect ourselves from some unknown malice, had been stained with fresh blood, had become an ocean of blood. On the floor lay Genji, Kumasawa, and Dr. Nanjo, their entire bodies stained bright red with blood. What the fuck? It was Maria! I fucking knew it!
Let's go to the tips. We got new characters. Or the new deaths. For
Okay, cool. So Genji.
Yeah, Genji.
Wait. Let's finish this really
What?
quick. Because I.
Oh no, let's do this first.
Okay, fine. We didn't
Genji.
get any...
Found in the parlor. He had a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of his stomach, and his face had been smashed. At the sixth twilight, gouge the stomach and kill. And then
Sweet.
also...
Nanjo?
Yep, Nanjo. Found in the parlor, his thigh had a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of it, and his face had been smashed. At the seventh twilight, gouge the knee and kill. And Kumasawa, found in the parlor, her calf had a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of it, and her face had been smashed. At the eighth twilight, gouge the leg and kill.
Alright.
Okay.
On the ninth twilight, the witch shall revive and none should be left alive. Okay. Alright. So this is going a lot faster than I thought it was. I thought that this would last like the entire time, but I guess it doesn't. Alright. But the only way we could identify them was by the clothes. That was because, that's right, this is how the whole tragedy started. Their faces, just like our smashed up parents in the shed. You couldn't tell where their eyes stopped and their noses began. It was as though they brutally plunged their faces into tomato hot pipes and squished up. Whoa. And that wasn't all. Their bodies had other wounds. It was those demon ice picks. They were in Genji-san's stomach, Dr. Nanjo's thigh, no, his knee? That's right, of course it's his knee. In the epitaph, the sixth twilight was the stomach, and on the seventh twilight, the knee was gouged. So after seeing one of them stuck near Kumasawa's calf, I couldn't help masochistically laughing. That's right. On the sixth twilight, gouge the stomach and kill. On the seventh twilight, gouge the knee and kill. On the eighth twilight, gouge the leg and kill. Now even the eighth twilight is over. And the next one, the ninth twilight, what was it again? Maria was there.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was facing the wall in the inner part of the room, standing stock still, completely alone. She faced away from this horrible scene, standing by the wall, singing her song over and over. There was nothing else in the room, just the corpses of the three who had been brutally killed, and the phone receiver, which was still off its hook, proving that it was the room proving that this was the room the call had come from. Just that and Maria, her back to the scene as she kept on singing while facing the wall. We couldn't even scream at this bizarre scene. We could only stare, shocked with our mouths hanging loosely open. Maria? Jessica called out to her, but Maria showed no reaction. Alone, she kept singing on and on. We had come here trying to save Maria from some approaching danger. So, now that we've found her, we should have been running up to Maria, hugging her joyous that she was safe. And yet, not one of us could do that. Everyone thought it, but they couldn't say it. After all, because that's right, even if that's crazy. No, it couldn't be. Maria, stop singing. Are you listening? At some point, Aunt Natsia and I pointed our weapons at Maria's back. I yelled at Maria in a violent voice, but there was no reaction. She just kept singing. With the candle stand still ready, I ran up to her and forcefully, violently slammed my hand down on her shoulder. Then I pulled on her shoulder, forcing her to turn around. Maria's small body was quickly pulled down and fell, and as though unhappy at having her singing interrupted, Maria looked into my face with her usual expression. Even in this gruesome situation, she was just like normal. Maria, what is this? Who did it? Who? Beatrice. Cut the crap. I threw the candlestick I'd been holding against the wall. The violence of that reckless sound should have gone straight to Maria's heart, but Maria's expression didn't change at all. You quit it, Butler. Maria, this time you should have seen the face of the culprit who killed these three. Was the culprit the same Beatrice who gave you the letter? Beatrice. Well, in that case, it's certain. There is a 19th person. Beatrice does exist. Then, Maria, will you at least tell me this much? How did they kill these three people? What did they use to kill them in such a brutal way? I don't know. How could you not know? It happened in this room. Are you trying to tell me that you were so absorbed in singing that you didn't notice? Calm down, Badlow. Maria, talk to me. Okay? George, as he always did, crouched down next to Maria so that their eyes met and talked to her very kindly, and then he was fucking killed. Maria, why were you facing the wall and singing?
Well, Beatrice said to face the wall and keep singing for a long time.
Ooh. So did Beatrice come here? Were Genji and the rest still alive then? Ooh. Everyone came into the parlor together and sat down. Genji made sure to lock the door. It was locked when we got here, but then how did Beatrice get into the parlor? Ooh. Beatrice is a witch, so locks don't matter. She turned into butterflies and came through the crack in the door. Huh? Calmly joking at a time like this? Like hell that happened. What are you saying?
You can't believe it? That's why I didn't want to say. No matter how I say it, you won't believe. But Beatrice is a witch. She can do anything with her miraculous magic. Like why? That's why Beatrice doesn't care whether a door is locked or not.
And then after Beatrice appeared, what happened to everyone? Beatrice talked to us. She said grandfather's study was protected by a powerful force, and she couldn't enter no matter what she did. So she told us she'd select 3 sacrifices from the 4 people in the parlor. Everyone said no way. Kumasawa kept saying no way, but Beatrice chose, and when she did, Beatrice said I'd be fine. Why do you think? It's because of the scorpion charm. With the 5th circle of Mars, 5th magic circle of Mars, the one Balor used to pray for my safety, the one he puts his feelings into. Because of that power, Beatrice couldn't do anything to me, and me alone. So she decided to use the other 3 as sacrifices. After that, Beatrice spoke. Come face the wall, singing a song, and sing a song for me. You will sing lots and lots of songs no matter what happens, no matter what you hear, you won't hear, you won't hear, you won't know. Come sing lots of fun songs for me. So I was singing the whole time, over and over. So I didn't hear anything, didn't know anything. Then all of you came. Ooh. Are you asking us to believe that? You think we're stupid?
And who will you suspect this time? Will you suspect me? Gonna try killing me right here. Even if you do that, Beatrice won't stop existing. Now the 8th twilight is over, and Beatrice will revive.
Are you serious? I've had enough of that talk. As if witches could exist, as if I let myself to get tricked. I won't accept it. Beatrice doesn't exist. I definitely won't accept it, so I won't let her exist. I won't let her revive. The legend will remain a legend forever. I won't acknowledge something like that. Quit it, Battler. It's not like Maria killed them or let them die, but Beatrice came, and Maria had to obey, was unable to resist. Huh? And Natsu, she isn't here. What the fuck? Where'd she go? No! What? Mom, where did she go?
Just now, she left by herself, reading a letter.
A letter? That makes sense. The culprit must be so exhilarated now that we've reached the 8th twilight. They might have left a letter so that they could brag even more. Were we so wrapped up in questioning Maria that we forgot to look for a letter? But even as well armed as she was, why had she left the room by herself in this dangerous mansion after reading it? Jessica tried to chase after her and tug at the handle to the door, but it resisted strangely and wouldn't open. Uh-oh. Mom, what's going on? Open up. It was only natural. Nancy had picked up the candle stand which Ballard had thrown at the... Oh, wait, is this you?
Oh, yeah, it was only natural.
Is this you?
Natsui had picked up the candle stand which Battler had thrown at the wall and which had fallen to the floor. She had then skillfully wedged it between the doorknobs on the double doors like a bolt, holding them closed. The intricate design of the candle stand caused it to get caught solidly, and it really did make a sturdy seal on the door. The tragic scream of a daughter for her mother. Did it reach Natsui's ears or not?
Fucking epic, dude. Okay, I swear to fucking God, if people weren't actually killed, I'm gonna be angry. Because that's just dumb.
Natsui's figure was alone in the entrance hall. It was a place decorated by the portrait of Beatrice. Natsui threw down Beatrice's last letter, the one she had read in the parlor, readied her rifle again, and in a voice that rang clear, yelled in the massive space that was the entrance hall.
I am Ushiromiya Natsui, representative of the Ushiromiya family. Show yourself, Golden Witch Beatrice.
The entrance hall was dimly lit. Other than a faint light which shone on the center of the room, everything was blotted out by the jet-black darkness. In that darkness, butterflies glittering in gold squirmed, twinkled, and sneered. Natsui gave one more huge gulp and pointed the cold barrel of the gun at the gold butterflies.
So you have finally shown yourself. I still can't believe that something like you really exists. But that isn't a problem. Both I, who bear the title of representative to the Ushiromiya family, and you, who claim to succeed the headship of the Ushiromiya family, are here right now. At this point, whether you are a witch or not is a trivial matter. Come, let us settle this. Which of us will truly succeed the Ushiromiya family? I, Ushiromiya Natsui, or you, Beatrice? Allow me to respectfully accept your request for a duel.
The gold butterfly slowly formed a human shape which walked into the dim light. Natsui readied the rifle and glared. The witch raised her golden staff overhead and laughed. Natsui's finger slowly squeezed the trigger.
And go!
Battler made an all-out dash at the door and rammed into it, crushing the candle stand that had been barring it and making it possible for a big gap to be opened in the door. He kept kicking the candle stand through that gap, and the door was finally released.
Kablamo.
At that time, they heard it. They certainly heard the crisp sound of gunfire ring out once.
Mom! Mom! Jessica, you mustn't run off by yourself. Was that the sound of a gun just now? Did Aunt Nancy shoot? At whom? At the culprit? The noise had come from the entrance hall, and the entrance hall looked like a stage, like the heroine of a tragedy on the ground, bathed in light. Arrayed on the beauty of that silence, Aunt Nancy lay face up, crumpled on the floor. Oh shit. Half crazed, Jessica ran up to Nancy. On Aunt Nancy's forehead, it was almost as though a sparkling shard of pigeon blood ruby had been placed there.
And we got a new tip. So let's read that one.
Cool.
It's Aunt Natsui.
Shit, I fucking... Whoops.
Found shot to death in front of the witch's portrait. How impudent of her to challenge a witch with nothing but a mere gun. Of course she'd end up like this. Kee-hee-hee-hee-hee.
Shit. And, on Nancy... Yep, there it is. And from it, one stream of blood and makeup passed by her eye and began to traverse her face. The faint smell of gunpowder smoke came from the barrel of the rifle, and Nancy still grasped. Huh? Then, she shot herself in the forehead? Why? Mom, yeah. I don't get it. Why did Aunt Nancy run away alone? And why did she shoot through her own forehead? But Maria, Aunt Nancy left the room after reading a letter, Roy. There's no letter here. Damn it, what did Aunt Nancy read, and why was she lured out here? I don't know. Who cares about that? What the hell, why did she kill herself? Why did she leave me all alone? Jessica clung to her mother's corpse, crying earnestly. My body was consumed with an anger I didn't know what to do with, and I snatched up the rifle from Aunt Nancy's hand. I spun around, pointing the barrel of the gun into the darkness on all sides, as though it was pointing at a light from a lighthouse, trying to find the culprit. George, even in the situation, was trying to calmly figure something out, but that might have been a fruitless effort. And only Marie was completely indifferent. So this is all supposed to be some kind of predetermined fate? No, it's not it. This is all a prelude to a wonderful world. The door to the Golden Land will finally open.
On the ninth twilight, the witch shall revive, and then shall be left alive. And on the 10th twilight, at journey's end, you shall obtain the power of the Golden Land's treasure, once and for the last time. With this, everything is over. Beatrice, congratulations. So lead me to the Golden Land you told me of, right now.
There, all the dead will be revived, even the lost love will be restored. So, in Maria's eyes, it's just as though all of today's tragedies didn't happen. It's as though all the time she spent deprived of love never happened. Stop it, what's so fun? What's to be congratulated? There were 18 people on this island, 14 are dead, only the 4 of us are left. I'm definitely not gonna die, until the night is over, no, until the typhoon passes, and the seagulls gather again at the harbor. I'm definitely not gonna die. I'll stay alive no matter what.
Survival and all that stuff doesn't matter because it's over. The journey has already ended. See, look at the clock.
Huh? The clock? Hearing those words, I looked at my wristwatch. Both needles were almost touching near the top. Very soon, it will be 12 at night. In other words, 2400. When you think about it, isn't 2400 a strange time? It can be called 2400, and it can also be called 000. It's at the hour at the accumulation of the previous day. At the same time, it's hour 0 as the next day begins.
Beatrice.
Maria suddenly called out happily and ran towards the darkness. It was almost as though Beatrice was somewhere in that darkness and Maria was running up to her. As Jessica hugged her mother's corpse, as George Anki stood there confused, I looked down the barrel of the rifle and shot myself in the fucking face, gazing
The other
gazing
way.
into
He looked down the other direction. Not
Oh, okay.
the barrel
Right.
was not pointed towards his face.
Well, he already killed himself. I don't know what to say. The space in front of Beatrice's portrait lay in that direction, and the thing Maria was running up to was the portrait's subject. You've got to be kidding me. This is just impossible. Like I'd fall for something like this. Witches don't exist. I won't accept it. I fucking shot Maria in her fucking back. Something like you shouldn't exist because this is a human world. You think I could accept something that's not human? I definitely won't accept it. When I pulled hard on the rifle's level, the cartridge was ejected and fell onto the floor, and a new cartridge was loaded. Then I sighted the witch down the barrel. Maria turned around, still clinging to the golden witch, turned around.
Didn't I tell you it was meaningless? Near-lead bullets are meaningless against Beatrice. Humans are so stupid, aren't they?
I won't accept the existence of witches. Who are you? Just try moving one step, try moving one finger. I'll blast you away.
Cackle. Ha 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 ha. They told a real funny joke.
Oh, as the witch, no, the witches laughed. Even the large clock in the hall joined in on their laughter. It was probably telling us that the time was 2400. Or 000. I don't know. It was both a tone telling us that we had reached the culmination of this day, and a tone informing us that all had returned to nothing. The rule of the witch would win when time ran out had already been what did that say? Revealed.
But George and Jessica, the journey has ended, and the witch is revived. See?
Wait, but nobody's alive. But there's like still 4 people alive. What the fuck?
And
none shall be left alive.
The witch shall praise the wise. Is this you?
Oh yeah. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all the gold from Golden Land. One shall be the resurrection of all the dead souls. One shall be the resurrection of the love that was lost. One shall be to put the witch to sleep for all time. Sleep peacefully, my beloved witch, Beatrice.
shit, what? That's the end?
Yep. Midnight.
Whoa. So I guess it is magic. I guess magic does exist. And it plays a bigger role than I once thought. It plays a very big role. What the fuck?
The storm passed, and the leaden clouds that had enshrouded the island for so long cleared away. From the rifts between the clouds, sunbeams shone, and yesterday's storm seemed like a lie. Just as someone had wished, the seagulls returned to the harbor once again and let their lively cries be heard. Afterwards, the police came and conducted an investigation of the scene. The corpses of the children, who were thought to have survived until the very end, were never found. However, because of the body parts that were discovered and the unimaginably gruesome nature of the scene, the police were forced to conclude that the chances of survival for any of the 18, even the children, seemed hopelessly dim.
Whoa.
Just how gruesome was the banquet of the witch, and how beautiful was the Golden Land? They were the only ones who got to hear that tale. No tales were told to those humans who arrived after the banquet was over. The best they could do was imagine what might have happened during those 2 days. However, the witch was fickle. She made a point of leaving behind this tale, which didn't need to be heard, and it was allowed to spread. Then, many years later, a strange wine bottle that had drifted on the waves to the pier of a neighboring island was pulled out by a fisherman. Inside it was a thin, tightly rolled notebook fragment, written upon in cramped small letters. Written there was this tale. Through this notebook fragment, people will finally learn the truth of the mysterious and riddle-filled 2-day period that started on October 4th, 1986. This incident was later called by many names, such as the Rockinjima mass murders or the 18 killings of Rockinjima, though dilettantes from around the world knew it as the witch legend serial murders. Lovers of the occult claimed it was all the result of an immoral ceremony that had sealed off the island, and those 2 mysterious days were savagely embellished with many different interpretations as the story began to spread far and wide. However, not one of these interpretations approached the truth. Furthermore, while the notebook fragment describes this mysterious incident, it does not reveal the truth of what happened there. Or perhaps even the writer didn't know what the truth was. According to the writer, her name was Ushiromiya Maria. Incidentally, as a result of an all-out police investigation, part of Maria's body, a piece of her jaw, was discovered. It was one of the rare instances where a corpse was identified thanks to dental records. At that gruesome scene, there had been many body parts that couldn't be identified as belonging to any specific person, so it's probably fair to say that this jaw was an extremely fortunate find. Because this jaw had been separated from its body, the police judged her chances of survival to be hopelessly dim, even though none of her other body parts were found, or at least identified. And so, let us conclude this tale with the final section of the notebook fragment that Ushiromiya Maria left behind. By the time you have read this, I will probably be dead. Although there may or may not be a corpse, you who have read this, please find out the truth. That's my only wish. Ushiromiya Maria. To this very day, the truth of the witch legend serial murders has not been brought to light. First game, Legend of the Golden Witch, results. And then, these are the results.
Yeah. Oh, man. Huh. Stake of Beelzebub, Stake of Satan, Stake of... Oh, these are all, fucking demon names.
Yeah. Stake of Asmodeus, Beelzebub, Stake of Satan. It said that the stakes had some demonic lettering on it or something. The witch Beatrice, revived on the 9th twilight, finally opens the door to the Golden Land. Ushiromiya Netsui died on the 9th twilight. The witch praised her nobility and granted her the honor of a duel. Ushiromiya George, missing on the 10th twilight. After he acknowledged the existence of the witch and prostrated himself, the witch invited him to the Golden Land. And same with Jessica and Maria. But Ushiromiya Battler, missing on the 10th twilight. Will the witch invite this man who denied her existence to the Golden Land? The witch will praise the wise and should bestow 4 treasures in the Golden Land. There they chose to revive the souls of the dead and the love that had been lost. After all, no matter how large a mountain of gold they might have desired, it would have been out of their grasp. George chose his lost fiancé. Jessica chose the boy she had liked the most. Maria chose the lost love of her mother. Sleep peacefully, Beatrice. Let nothing disturb your slumber ever again. The winner is the Golden Witch Beatrice. Time ran out before even one of the 18 people could solve the riddle of the gold. All 18 died. When the seagulls cried, none were left alive.
Wait a second. I got a fucking idea right here. What if it's like Groundhog Day, where it's like, like all the rest of the chapters are like continuing.
You mean like Higurashi?
Yeah. Wait, shit, that's already been done. He wouldn't do that again. Or would he? But holy shit, that was fucking cool. I don't know, so like, what the fuck are the rest of them gonna be? Like, what the fuck? What are the other 7? I'm thinking that it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like Groundhog Day.
Yeah, the Golden Witch has prepared a
Like
gift. And, yeah, that's the end. Although,
Wow. Tea party?
Yep, I was gonna say we gotta go to a tea party. And we should do that, right after this.
Okay.
But, let's, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts? Fuck. I don't fucking know. I'm just excited for what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
So I guess magic is fucking... It fucking exists. And apparently the mystery... Like... Because I don't know. I feel like it's a lot... It's kind of like... Fuck. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Because I feel like it's like almost unsolvable. If it's magic.
It's
Well,
not
maybe
unsolvable.
It's not. Maybe I just don't have enough information.
It's definitely solvable, Ming. It's solvable. I know.
Yeah. But it feels like a weird like wrench thing that you gotta like figure out.
Yeah.
I know you were talking about this. It was like this is fucking like yeah, you can't pay attention to all this weird shit going on. You gotta focus on the mystery. But this is just too fucking weird.
Huh?
I know you were talking about how like you gotta focus on the mystery and not all the weird shit that happens. But like this is just really fucking weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you haven't even seen anything.
I guess.
Yeah. That first episode is just setting up. It's just the setup. It's the setup for the crazy shit that happens later.
It's a setup for the crazy shit. Oh shit! Oh, that'd be so cool if it was like different generations of people. Except no, it wouldn't be. It's just gonna. I think it's gonna be Groundhog Day. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, it's what Higurashi did.
Yeah. And we get to start with the same opening again of them in the airport and everything. And we gotta read it all.
Yep, we're gonna read the airport and the boat ride and the everything.
Oh god. No, please, no.
And
Not again.
so did you like the ending?
I mean, did I like the ending? It feels cheesy to me, but I guess it's just not. I guess it's not over.
Yeah, it's not
So
over.
it's not
That's
like
just
it's not like a true ending.
yeah, because this. Oh yeah, there's still the tea party we gotta get to.
Yeah.
Are
we doing that this episode or next?
We're gonna make a next one. I'm gonna stop recording. Okay. Thanks everyone for listening.
All right. Thanks for looking at me play a video game that isn't video game. Goodbye.